Welcome to the WVU Men's Basketball Chat on the dpost.com. I'm Todd Murray along with Justin Jackson, our WVU Men's Basketball writer. Justin, the Mountaineers returning to the Coliseum Thursday night, welcoming in the LSU Tigers, who are 4-2 on the season. WVU right now #1 in the country in both steals and offensive rebounds per game.
Those are the two areas they are excelling at. You can thank the full court press for that. WVU's full court pressure has, a different kind of style than what they've played in recent seasons under Coach Huggins, but it really has been effective so far, especially in the steals department. They're forcing a number of turnovers. If you remember in the Virginia Military Institute game a couple weeks ago, they set a school record with by forcing 36 turnovers. So that has worked out really well for them. It's really been effective, and opponents really haven't been able to solve it yet so far this season. And as far as the offensive rebounds, Devin Williams has really been in there. Jonathan Holton are probably their two main offensive rebounders, but it has been a team effort. And it's a team right now that hasn't been shooting the ball very well, so those offensive rebounds certainly come into play when it comes into scoring for the team.
Right. I know a lot of people, with that press wondered, they say you can beat a bad team with a press, but not a good team. And, WVU used that against a Connecticut team, defending national champions, and, they had some problems with it. Do you think this is going to be able to work in Big 12 play?
Yeah, that's obviously is going to be one of the big questions. Coach Huggins has already kind of talked about it a little bit, saying that, once you get into league play, you're not going to force 20 turnovers, 25 turnovers per game. But I think you ride with the horse that brought you, so to speak, and they're going to continue to do it. And how effective it is later on in the year, that'll be, remains to be seen. But, it was effective against Connecticut. Connecticut is a very talented team with some good ball handlers, and certainly, they're coming off a national championship. So, you would think they know how, to handle a press, and they had some trouble against it. Really, the one team that has really handled the pressure so far was Boston College in the Puerto Rico tip-off, and West Virginia came back and won that game as well. So, they are going to continue to run the press and use it as part of their system, and I think when it comes to that point where maybe where the full court press isn't quite as effective, that's when your half court offense has to be better, and certainly that's something they're going to continue to work on throughout the season.
Yeah, let's talk about Jonathan Holton a little bit. The guy that they brought in, expecting a lot of offense from him, but what's really seemed to have stood out about the kid so far is his defense.
Yeah. He leads the team right now in steals, and of course, the team leads the nation in steals, so the guy who leads you in steals is pretty important, and that's Jonathan Holton. And he's second on the team in rebounds at 8 per game, but more important than his stats is the way. He's kind of that tall, lanky, athletic. He's got the long arms, and if people will remember from the Final Four season what Devin Ebanks did for the team, Ebanks was kind of the same kind of build. He was tall and long and athletic, and Coach Huggins stuck him on point guards, stuck him on shooting guards, put him on basically with whoever the opposing team's best player was. That's who Devin guarded. And they're kind of working Jonathan into that role now. It's a little bit different with the full court press because you're not playing half court defense as much as the Final Four team did. But eventually, I think they would like to see Jonathan kind of fill in that role because he's hard, with his long arms. It's hard to pass the ball over him or shoot the ball over him, and of course, he's 6'7", 6'8", so he can guard, power forwards and bigger guys. So he is kind of filling in that role. He's not quite there yet, but we'll see if he gets there.
Right. They've been without some players here early in the season. Any updates on what's going on with some of those guys?
Yeah. After last week's win against Virginia Military Institute, Brandon Watkins was medically cleared. He had mono. He had an illness, and he was medically cleared to play. He did dress for the College of Charleston game last week. But, he didn't see any action because the team only had like 2 days of practice going into that game, so it wasn't really enough to get him up to speed. Billy D. Williams is kind of working out with the team again. He has the eye injury, caught an elbow in practice, and is working on his way back in. both players probably will get back into action before the season's over, but just time will tell on how much they will play between now and the next few games.
Right. We'll see how everything plays out Thursday night when LSU comes to town. Justin, thanks for your time as always, and please continue to follow our WVU men's basketball coverage on thedpost.com.